And we back! You know, on my channel, I like to visit popular anime debates. I've talked about the weirdos that put their hearts and souls into shipping one animated character with another, and if it doesn't go their way, they contemplate ending the life of the author of the story. I also looked at the power scaling community that always remind you, any chance they get, that they've actually read the manga. They will go on this hour-long explanation of how this character is actually multiversal level, and they swear that they don't really care, but in just the two simple words of Goku solos, you will see a grown man act like he has a vagina by bitching and complaining that you haven't read the manga like he has. But in the meanwhile, you just said that as a joke. There are many debates going on in the anime community, but what I think are like the four horsemen of these debates are, of course, shipping and power scaling, dub versus sub, and what this video is about, old gen versus new gen. This debate, I honestly think, is the most calm out of the four. The other three, if you disagree with someone on the other side, you know, your mom's gonna get brought into the conversation, your dick size is gonna be in question, and you will get reminded about how you get no girls. With old gen versus new gen, unless you trash on the other side, the conversations are pretty wholesome. You know, you could be like, hey dude, I actually prefer new gen over old gen. Alright dude, I do disagree with you, but that's okay. And they live happily ever after. But with something like dub versus sub, if you say, hey, I prefer watching dub, every response you're gonna get is, what, you don't know how to read? You don't know how to fucking read? Well, how stupid are you? Hey guys, this guy doesn't know how to fucking read! What a fucking idiot you are. Why don't you just kill yourself? You would think that it isn't that deep, but it apparently is. A quick point before I get into the actual point of the video. I will be mostly talking about shonen anime because that's what mostly I watch. So don't come in my comments talking about a damn romance anime or
you're banned, you're not getting V-Bucks.
Anime over the years has evolved for better or for worse. The opinion varies. But there's one thing that I think is the big difference that separates old gen and new gen, and that's the number of episodes per season or yearly versus seasonal anime releases. And this is what I'm gonna be focusing on in this video. I wanna make this clear before I get too deep into the video. There's gonna be some generalization about old gen and new gen in this video. I know, it's 2025. We aren't supposed to generalize anything, but it's needed for this video. So can you please
give a nigga a break?
That's gotta be racist. There's no way.
If I say old gen anime had big black rods, don't come in my comments saying, well, actually, in this one old gen anime, there's actually big white rods. I think I should have came up with a better example. Yes, there are some old gen anime that were seasonal, which means the show aired within a specific 3-month period of the year. And there are some new gen anime that were yearly, which means they release an episode every week for a year. But I think we can all agree that the norm for older shonen anime back in the day was doing a yearly style, and the norm for new gen anime now is the seasonal style. What inspired me to make this video is this clip from RDC where they talk about how they wish it was how it was back then.
Nigga, anime was at the peak. I'm telling you, they was dropping everything we needed. Story, they had story, animation was cool. Niggas was dropping every week. And then niggas start complaining about shit. So now niggas dropping in one season every 2-4 years. Fuck!
I'm gonna be honest, I completely disagree with him. But not in the way that I think how it is now with the wait 3 years for 12 episodes is good. How it was back then with anime going on this whole year, it sounds like a good idea, but actually putting it in practice does not go smoothly at all. I think there are two reasons why there are still people that think it's a good idea for a year-round anime. The first one is nostalgia. When you think about something from the past that you had a positive experience with, you usually only end up thinking about the positive stuff. So when RDC thinks about watching Bleach or Naruto while it was going on, they are only thinking about when they were watching the Pain arc week by week or the Soul Society arc week by week. They aren't thinking about how many times they waited a week for an episode and for it to be about just some straight bullshit or just some half-ass filler arc. The second reason why I think there's still people that think a year-round anime is good is because a lot of people didn't watch it while it was going on. A lot of people like me didn't watch Naruto or Bleach while it was coming out. We watched it after it was all done, and when you do that, you kind of get blinded by the problems that come with a year-round anime. Like if there's a fight that probably got dragged on a little more than it should have, and it carries over to the next episode, for us, it doesn't really register in our head that the fight got dragged, because you can just click the next episode and you're back. But if you were watching it week by week, this would get really annoying pretty quick. When you watch something like Naruto or Bleach, start thinking about the episodes as weeks, and you will know how horrible it would be if you watch this live. An example of like the worst case scenario of a fight getting dragged on is the Super Saiyan Goku fight versus Frieza in Dragon Ball Z. This one fight literally took 30 episodes and was over 4 hours to finish. Could you imagine waiting 30 weeks for one fight? Now, this is an extreme example, but it shows what happens when shows have to make an episode per week for a year. Things get dragged on like crazy. We've seen this formula get done nowadays with a year-round anime. Black Clover, a very popular anime, did this to an extent. It's not officially considered a year-round anime, but it basically did, and it was kind of a mess. The animation was all over the place. One episode it would look fine, and another it just simply wasn't. I also think Black Clover has some of the most bullshit filler episodes of all time. I remember an episode was about the sheep girl that eats a lot, and she was like solving some mystery. But the entire episode was screenshots of characters' pictures, and they were like moving around a pink screen. That was the entire episode. It wasn't even properly animated, and it got put out. Imagine waiting a week for just screenshots of characters. Weekly episodes, it's not humanly possible to do that non-stop. We're humans, not robots, so the idea might seem nice, but humans get tired, if you guys didn't know, and we aren't capable of making good quality episodes every week for an entire year. Now to New Gen with 12 episodes per season. This shit is also kind of ass. I think anime first started off with way too many episodes, and now they are at way too few episodes. 12 20-minute episodes after waiting 3 years? Whoever made that decision,
I hope he get hit by a car, and I hope he get raped and sexually assaulted, Ella.
Excuse you?
I said, Ella, I hope you get raped and sexually assaulted.
I'm just playing, that was a joke, but at the same time, not really. I think the sweet spot is what Demon Slayer did for their first season, or My Hero with 20 to 25 episodes per season. I think that's enough content, and I don't think it's too much to a point that we have to deal with half-ass filler or things obviously getting dragged on. There is more to this old gen versus new gen debate than other than just like the yearly versus seasonal, but I'm a small YouTuber and it's hard to keep the attention span of you guys, so I don't want to make a 25-minute video just for you guys to leave after 7 minutes. So maybe I'll revisit this topic again and talk about the rest, but this is going to be it for the video.
All right, play off the grid.
We off the